Get comfortable because we're back for part 2, looking at another 27 base game gameplay ideas to try. Yes, exciting times, almost as exciting as waking up on a Saturday. Anyway, you know the drill, so we're going to jump right into it. And if you missed part 1, then I'll have a link to it in the description for your hot self to watch should you want to. We're kicking things off with becoming a photographer. Hop into buy mode, buy a camera, and then place it in your Sims inventory. From there, you can then use it to take lots and lots of pictures. Slowly, as your photography skill increases, your pictures will get better quality, and you can choose to sell or display them. While you can make this into a bit of a DIY career, it can also just be a great way to snap up some very cute family photos. If you can't get enough of photography, then you're in luck because creating a photography museum is next. For this, you'll want to make your museum lot have lots of different sets that your Sims can head into and start taking photos in. It can be a lot of fun, and it's a great way to get lots of cute snaps of your Sims. While you can do this in the base game, note that the Machino Stuff Pack, which focuses on photography, will improve this type of museum, making it easier with the introduction of posers and the tripod. Now pack your bags because we're going on vacation next. For this, you will need to head into a lot and set it up to be a vacation home. Simply make sure it has the vibe you want and then classify it as a rental lot. After you've done this, Sims will be able to stay there on vacation. This can add a lot of gameplay through holidays, whether it be a solo or a family trip. You can have your Sims who live in Willow Creek head over to Oasis Springs for a few days, or vice versa to experience a different vibe. Time to reel in your big catch with fishing. You can catch fish all around Willow Creek, Oasis Springs, and Newcrest. You can turn this hobby into a career and become a fisherman, selling what you catch for a profit, or you can even just catch fish casually and use what you catch in cooking. Fish can also be displayed on a wall, or you can buy fish bowls to put them in and watch them swim around and live their best virtual life. It's time to perform Voodoo. At level 3 of the Mischief skill, you can purchase a Voodoo doll online using a computer for 950 simoleons. You can bind Voodoo dolls to nearby Sims that you know, and then perform various interactions to alter the mood of the Sim that you bound the doll to. Maybe you want to make them flirty before you yourself flirt with them. Or maybe you want to be a horrible person and torment them. The power of Voodoo is yours. If the mischievous life is calling you, then becoming a crime boss is next. You can enter into the criminal career, choosing to specialize in the boss branch, which will see you on your way to becoming a rather nefarious criminal Sim. Reaching level 3 of the criminal career will also see you unlock the ability to pickpocket other Sims for a bit of extra cash, and if you want to take your Sims' criminal ways one step further, let's be honest, you do, then give them the kleptomaniac trait, which will give them the ability to swipe and steal objects when they're out and about. Becoming a hacker Sim is next. You can bring this to life through the Oracle branch of the criminal career, but you can also just take matters into your own hand through using a computer and the programming skill to make viruses or even hack other Sims or institutions for money. Note that if you go into the Oracle branch of the criminal career, then at level 7 in the career, you'll unlock the ability to hack the mainframe. If successful, then you'll get a focused moodlet that lasts for a few hours. And while it's active, you'll earn extra money from hacking. Moving on now to becoming a programmer more generally. That's right, programming isn't just for hacking and stealing. In the early programming levels, you can make plugins and mod games. And at later levels, you can even make mobile phone apps and computer games for a tidy profit. It's a good option for a more respectable programmer. Becoming a freelancer is next. You can use your phone to enter into the freelance career and then choose to become one of 3 different freelancers, being either a freelance writer, programmer, or digital artist. You won't have a structured workday as a freelancer, and instead you'll complete gigs for pay. It can be a rather fun playstyle that gives you a lot of flexibility to work as much or as little as you want to. Grab your party food and get ready to dance because the 10th idea is hosting a house party. You can plan a social event using your phone and then select house party. This can be a great way to get together with your Sims family and friends and build up their relationships with other Sims while having a fabulous 10 out of 10 time. Hope you love because it's time to throw a wedding event. If a Sim is engaged, then they'll have the option to throw a wedding. While we do love a subtle elope, we also love throwing our Sims love out there for all to see and looking hot as we walk down the aisle, praying that the attending Sims are actually watching rather than staring into the distance 7 meters away. Throwing a wedding event can just make the day that little bit more memorable for your Sims, and it can be a lot of fun too. Playing off the grid is next. Ever thought, I want to live without electricity and running water? No? Same here. But maybe your Sim does. This is a base game challenge that you can add to your lot, and doing so will mean that your Sim has no access to power and running water. They'll need to gather water from nearby lakes or streams, and ideally will want to choose plumbing that's functional off the grid. Your Sims will also have to go without electronics or any lighting that isn't functional off the grid, making it perfect for if you want a Sim to have a more simple lifestyle. Note that while off the grid living is base game, it's significantly expanded upon with the Eco Lifestyle expansion pack. Get ready to laugh because we're going to look at becoming a comedian next. And yes, you might not actually laugh because all the jokes will be in Simlish. Using the comedy skill and a computer, your Sim will be able to write comedy routines. Once written, they can then perform them in public using a microphone stand, where watchers on might just give them a nice little cash tip. If that's not enough, then Sims can also enter into the entertainer career and choose to specialize in the comedian branch, which at level 9 in the career will even allow them to perform comedy in space. Very extra, but we love it. Becoming a professional gamer is next, and there are a few ways that you can go about this. You can train up your video gaming skill and then enter tournaments on either a computer or a gaming mat, earning a nice amount of simoleons for placing in the top 3. Alternatively, you can enter into the tech guru career and then specialize in the esport gamer branch. Being in the esport gamer branch will also allow you to earn extra money from live streaming games too. Next up is heading out on a date. If there's a bit of a spark forming between Sims, then you might want to have them explore their connection further by heading out for a romantic night together. Depending on how well the date goes, your Sim might even be gifted some roses. We love the romance. Which leads us to having woohoo. Maybe it's after a perfect date, maybe it's after a wedding, maybe it's because your Sims are trying for a baby, and maybe it's just because you can. Having your Sims get a bit frisky beneath the sheets, or in many random places for that matter, is a great way for building romantic relationships and for raising their fun and social needs. And of course for making a family and storytelling. Now, did someone start trying for a baby? How about 100 with the 100 baby challenge? In this challenge, you'll start out with a single young adult matriarch, and then you'll be working towards giving birth to and raising 100 babies. Yes, 100, in as few generations as possible. It's even more chaotic than it sounds, and it sounds very, very chaotic. There's a lot of rules and information involved in this challenge, so I'll have a link to more details in the description. Now, if the 100 baby challenge did not appeal to you, then maybe the rags to riches challenge will. This challenge involves moving your Sim into an empty lot and setting their money to 0. From here, they need to try and make it big and become rich, with there being a lot of constraints and tasks that need to be completed along the way. As it's quite complex, I'll have a link to more info in the description. Also, a side note is that if the rags to riches challenge seems too intense, you could look into the homeless challenge instead, which is similar but a little bit more toned down. Now grab your wooden spoons because it's time for group cooking. Sims are able to cook together, which can be a really fun group activity and is a great way to bring family gameplay to life. Number 20 is to play as a ghost. If a Sim passes away, then you can hang out around their grave at night and their ghost might appear. If you befriend this ghost and make your relationship with them incredibly high, then you'll be able to invite them to join your household. At this point, you'll be able to play as a ghost, possessing objects and living your best life free from the fear of death. Growing a following is next. You can use your phone to add to Simstagram or upload photos you've taken to Simstagram to get followers too. Sims with level 5 charisma are also able to create a social media profile on a computer. And after they've done this, Sims will be able to update their social media status for a few followers. At level 10 charisma, your Sims can also upload viral videos, which will usually net your Sims a small amount of followers. But this also has a very small chance to go truly viral and see your Sims pick up around 1 million followers. A quick one now, which is to work part-time. There are quite a few part-time careers, from being a babysitter, barista, or fast food employee, and if the work schedules don't conflict, then you can even work 2 part-time jobs at once. That being said, what I like about part-time careers is that they allow for your Sims to have more time for their hobbies and social activities. The 23rd idea is to make a museum of emotions. The way I see this working is to have different rooms in the museum represent different moods. In each room have various objects, such as emotional paintings, in which you can enable their emotional aura to make it so that when Sims enter that room, they experience that emotion. For example, bring your dating Sims to the flirty room or your aspiring painters into the inspired room. Next is to live your best spy life in the secret agent career. Climbing up the ladder will see your Sims unlock the ability to give other Sims a tranquilizing handshake, and they can eventually enter into the diamond agent branch. This career also unlocks lots of spy-themed objects perfect for making a little secret base for your Sim. Number 25 is to create a super Sim. Many people treat this as a challenge where a single Sim must complete all aspirations, max all skills, complete all careers, and acquire lots and lots of traits. But you can of course decide just how super you want your super Sim to be. Moving on now, and it's time for our Sims to enjoy a day or night out. Whether it's to a bar or a nightclub, park, library, or museum, it can be great to have your Sims get out and about and have them meet other Sims, or simply treat a group outing as a means to help your Sims become closer together. And the final gameplay idea is to influence Townie fashion. If your Sim enters into the style influencer career, then through making their way up a rather stylish corporate ladder, they'll be able to give Sims a makeover and set style trends. Giving Sims a makeover is a friendly interaction that allows you to jump into Create a Sim and change their clothes and hair. Setting style trends allows you to choose outfits that are trending, and Townies will have a chance to start dressing in the outfits that you picked out. And we've reached the end. That's another 27 base game gameplay ideas to try. Again, I'll have a link to part 1 in the description. If you enjoyed or found that helpful, then please subscribe and leave a like. I would really appreciate it, and have an amazing day. See you later.